Hi.
All right. Hello, guys. Here is the thing. It just occurred to me, literally a couple minutes ago, that this week is Thanksgiving week. It is a holiday week, and I'm going out of town tomorrow. I'm gonna be home in Houston to visit my parents and some other family for several days over the weekend, and I don't have a video this week prepared, and I'm not gonna be here to be able to film a video. So I just thought, like, why don't we just hang out today? It's been a minute since I've done a vlog. I know some of you are big fans of my vlogs. You're always messaging me, telling me you want more, but I don't do very much and I never really leave my house, so it's kind of hard to like plan to do vlogs, but even when I do the ones just sitting around my house, some of you guys seem to like them for whatever reason, which warms my heart. But yeah, I just have like a couple of things I need to do today. I really have been wanting to reorganize my bookshelf. Honestly, I have to reorganize them because there is literally no space left on them. I have some books that are just like sitting out right now that need a home, and also I just have some books that I need to get rid of, so I might do like a little bit of a declutter. I have some things I want to talk to you guys about, so we're just gonna vibe this evening. I'm just gonna bring you along. Currently, I am decorating for winter / Christmas, hence my cute little cat holiday Christmas blanket. Look, it's like a little kitty with reindeer antlers, horns, antlers. Yeah, anyways, just to like go off the rails right away, I have a hot take on the whole like holiday decor thing. I am not that person. Look, I am always like, live your life, do what you want. If it brings you joy, do it. I have nothing to say about it. But when it comes to like the people that feel the day after Halloween is now Christmas, to that I say no. And I know it's so many people, it's so many of my friends, it's so many people that are watching this right now, but guys, I love fall. I love winter as well. I love just like the last half of the year in general, but fall feels so freaking short when people decide to like switch over to Christmas literally November 1st. Like, that is too soon for me, and it doesn't make any sense in my brain because Thanksgiving is so fall. It is like the essence of fall. It's still like the brown and the orange and the yellow colors, and it's like warm and cozy and like nostalgia and family time. Like, in my brain, it does not work to think that it's Christmas time until it's Thanksgiving. That being said, like I said, I'm going out of town for Thanksgiving, so I kind of just like want to come home to my Christmas decorations up, so that's why I'm doing it today. Also, I feel like a big reason why I'm so anti-Christmas November 1st is because I live in Texas, and where I was from in Houston, I'm only in Dallas now, it's not that far away, but Houston, it just like does not get cold. Literally every Christmas I've ever had is like 75 degrees, 80 sometimes even. Like, it doesn't get cold until like February-ish in Houston, but Dallas gets a lot colder, and the past like week or two, it's gotten down to nearly freezing. So I'm kind of like in that holiday spirit. I'm ready for it to be Christmas. I have a few little decorations up. I didn't get a tree. I kept going back and forth on this. I've never had a tree, just like living as an adult on my own. I just didn't see the point of it really in college, and then the first year, like I was just like, I don't know, I go home to my parents for Christmas anyways. It's not like I'm sitting here having Christmas by myself and like need a tree, but I really wanted one this year. Like, I thought about it, but I have 2 cats and there's just simply no point. Like, they are going to destroy it. I can't even have flowers or any type of plants in my apartment, which kills me because I would kill to have freaking succulents. I would have a whole flower bouquet in every single room at all times if I could. Like, I'm so used to like my mom kind of always has had flowers out and like in the bathroom, and like I always loved that, but my cats freaking eat everything. I have fake plants out and they eat those too. Like, it's very annoying. So yeah, there's literally no point in getting a tree or they will just like annihilate it. So I just kind of like have some other little decorations up here and there. Do you want to see them? Let me just show you. Okay, literally y'all, this is what I mean. I just got up to show you my decorations and Kiwi has just knocked this off of that shelf. Like, I cannot have a Christmas tree. There's no point. I can't have any nice things. So like, why would I even try? But I have a whole story about this. I don't know if I am like the last person to find out about this, but like, I have seen that Target has these little birds. Like, I've seen it before in their decor section, but somehow I ended up down an entire like TikTok rabbit hole recently, like as I do. And apparently they come out with these birds for like every season. Like every single holiday, they come out with like a little themed bird, and then like around Christmas, they have a bunch of different kinds. So I have found people on TikTok that have like 300 Target birds. And see, like, I don't need to get obsessed with another thing. Like, I don't need another fixation. I'm not planning on that. But like, I thought this little guy was so cute, and he just like matches my living room with the like sort of teal turquoisey muted blue color. There's literally hair all over him because Kiwi keeps knocking him on the floor. So that's really cute. But yeah, I just thought he was adorable, and I feel like he's gonna live here, and then maybe like as the holidays come around, I will swap him out. I don't know, I just thought he was cute. And then also from Target, I got these little trees, which are the perfect color of my living room. Like, these are all the colors that I have. I don't know how clean this place is right now, but like the green and the blue, like every single shade of it, it just works. It matches my apartment so well. So I was very excited about this cheap little find at Target. He's so cute. Okay, and then I guess I lied to you guys. I do have a Christmas tree. This is my sad little tree that I've had literally since I think my freshman year of college. I just keep putting this out. It's good enough for me. It does the job. And then we talked about my adorable little cat blanket. Seriously, it brings me so much joy, and you always have to have a couch blanket. Like, it's just a necessity. And then the bookshelves that need reorganizing. We have this cute little van thing up here. I've had this thing for years. I just love it. I love this color, if you can't tell. Like, I have so many things in my apartment that are that color. Like, all my kitchen appliances are this kind of like, I don't even know what color. It's almost like Tiffany blue, I guess. I don't know, but this just matches perfectly. So threw him up there. Don't ask why I have one singular Breaking Dawn book. I like have gone through a phase where I have bought so many, oh, this lighting, hello. I have bought so many dust jackets for Twilight, and that was my most recent purchase, like this set of them. But I always forget when I buy a new set of dust jackets that I have to buy a whole new set of hardcovers. So it's not just like the price of the dust jackets, it's also like, okay, you have to buy like $50 worth of books now again. So I bought those dust jackets probably 3 or 4 months ago, and I only so far have bought Breaking Dawn because I'm like, pace yourself, and I keep forgetting about it. So that's why there's only one. I'll eventually complete it sometime soon. I need to go to Half Price Books. But what else do we have? Okay, over here in my kitchen, I have this little like framed picture that looks Christmassy. My mom actually got this for me a few years ago. I just like old cars. You might see a theme, like stuff like this is just around my apartment. So this was very much just kind of like my vibe. And then trees in general, I don't care if it's Christmas, I don't care what time of year it is. I'm obsessed with trees, and you will also see that more as we go through this little tour. And then, hello Draco, not everything's about you. Anyways, here's my little Brothers Bond bourbon bottle. Big bourbon gal, but especially a big Vampire Diaries gal as well. And this is the Vampire Diaries Brothers bourbon, Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley. And I met Ian Somerhalder, and he signed this bottle for me. So this is always on my shelf anyways, but this is just like a little wine bottle cover that my boss gave me for Christmas a few years ago, and it works so well on the bourbon. It just like spices it up. It's officially Christmas time, you know? Okay, and then right here by my stove, literally don't look at my stove. I swear to God, I wipe it with Windex at least twice a day, but the cats always walk across it, so there's just cat hair on it all the time. I promise it's not disgusting. I mean, it is disgusting, but I clean it several times a day. I don't cook on the cat hair, just don't look at it. But I got these little towels from HomeGoods. Again, love the trees. I also loved the little deer on this because it just gave me Harry Potter vibes. Hello Winter. I like that I can use them into like the winter season a little bit. I feel like they're fine for January. It's not specifically Christmas. That's kind of a thing for me. I like to have more decorations that are more like season neutral versus just like specifically on the holiday, because then you can use them for longer. So these were cute. They matched my aesthetic. Okay, I really thought I had more, but I guess it's just my little bathroom decoration now, which I have to show you guys. If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw this the other day, but my bathroom is like kind of Twilight themed, and this was not my intention when I moved in. I actually had all of this decor separately, but then it just kind of like came together, and I love it. But I have this tapestry on my wall in my bathroom, and then everything is like green. I got the green towels, and then like blue as well. Got the kind of like sage green shower curtain, and then I have this picture above my toilet that I love. Again, love like the old cars, the BW bugs. I have a lot of decor that has that in it. I honestly love this picture so much. I'm trying to remember where I even got it. I think I got it at home. It used to be called Garden Ridge. I was about to age myself there for a minute, but love this picture. But Anyways, I was at HomeGoods the other day and I found the most perfect like piece of decor. It was like it was made for this bathroom. Look at this little hand towel. It's so perfect. Like, it has trees on it. It's got all of the colors of green in my bathroom and the colors of blue, and it has the little wreath and it's Christmassy. It gives me Twilight vibes. Like, why do I feel like that's like Edward's car or something? Like driving through Forks. Like, it just works so well. It's so cute. And then I have this little candle here too. Another VW bus with trees on it. And my mom also got me that because she knows me so well. But yeah, I guess that's all of my holiday decor. I kind of thought I had a little bit more, but honestly, that's all I need. Like I said, I'm not really, like, I don't spend Christmas here. I just like to see a few things to kind of get me in the mood. What you think, Kiwi? You agree? Yeah. Anyways, okay. I'm gonna chill for a little bit and then we will tackle the bookshelf situation. Okay guys, I'm back, and TBH, I didn't wait that long because I can't stop thinking about this and I just want to dive into it. Here is my dilemma. Like I said, I'm kind of like out of shelf space. I mean, there's definitely things I could do to free some up. Like, I have a lot of books that are facing forward that are my favorites, but I love doing that. I mean, I definitely think I'm gonna like turn some of them to the side, but I need to get rid of a few books. Not a ton. I'm not gonna do like a complete overhaul, but like I have some books that are on that shelf that I've read that I simply am just not gonna read again. And like that, I'm not getting rid of them because I like hated them necessarily or didn't like them. If I hated them, they'd be off the shelf immediately. But the simple fact is, like, I do not need to keep a book if I'm not gonna read it. And I've thought so many times about getting a third bookshelf, but like, that is silly. Like, nobody needs to own that many books. Like, that is so silly. If that is the case, that means like, I need to read some books that are on my shelf rather than buy new ones. And that is really the root of this issue, but that's not what we're talking about today. So I'm just gonna like do what I can to kind of pare it down a little bit. And then I just want to reorganize it. I don't know, I've kind of had like some things the same forever. Like, I've had Colleen Hoover books like all in a stack together on the top of the shelf right here. And I'm just kind of like a little bit over seeing that all the time. And also, I don't know, I have like everything organized by author, but I do kind of try to have like my favorites at the top here and just things that I like to see more like at eye level. But I'm kind of thinking of switching it up and going off the rails, and I might hate this, like it might like make my brain upset. I kind of want to do like just like my ultimate favorite books on the top shelf or two shelves regardless of author. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I want to put like the Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas up here, and then like Credence, because those are my two favorites from her, and then the rest of her books like put down in like a dark romance section. So might trigger me, but I don't know, like I kind of would love to just I always like come up with these scenarios where I'm like, what if like one night I bring home a boy and he's like, oh, what a beautiful collection of literature you have, which are your favorites? Like, I would kind of love if I could just be like, here they are, darling, everything on the shelf is my ultimate favorite, take your pick. Like, that won't happen. This is simply just for me, and I need to like focus on that. Like, this is for my enjoyment, so like I can do whatever the heck I want. There are no rules. I just have like brain problems. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start there. I think I'm just gonna like clear out this shelf to start with and try to just put my favorites up there, which, speaking of my favorites, I don't want to go down a whole rabbit hole right now, but y'all, this effing series, the Magnolia Parks universe by Jessa Hastings, I don't know who I am anymore. Like, I have had an awakening, a spiritual, a physical, an emotional awakening. The Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas has been my favorite series for a long time, and it still like is, but Magnolia Parks universe is not anything like I have ever read before. I'm not done with it yet. I've only read the first 2 books. I haven't started this book yet because I'm trying to pace myself, because I know once I finish this, I will be in the biggest reading slump of my life, and I don't want to do that to myself. The series isn't over. I don't know how many total books are going to be in it, but there definitely is another one coming out, so I'm like, okay, I have that to look forward to. I don't need to go into like a deep dark depression, but this series is the greatest thing I've ever freaking read. I've never been so obsessed. I've never had such a like visceral reaction. I've never felt so connected to characters. Like, the way this series is written is seriously a masterpiece, a work of art. It is like the characters are like speaking to you. Like, it's like they're talking to you. It's literally like you are their friend that is like following them around, and they're just like telling you about their life, like giving you their life story, giving you like their inner thoughts. It follows this group of friends that are like a part of London's high society that all went to boarding school together growing up, and they're all very influential people. They're the wealthiest people in London. Like, their parents are super important people, like music producers and models and business moguls and like crime lords. Like, there's like an entire range of things, but it like follows this like messy, dramatic friend group, and it all really centers around this main girl named Magnolia Parks that steals the heart of every man in this friend group, and there's just so much to it. But I have never read quotes that have just like made my heart explode so intensely. I've never wanted to hug yet slap every character in a book. Like, I have such a deep love for this series. All of that being said, she needs a prime spot on the shelf, so that's why I'm kind of like wanting to do this, because there's no place to put these right now. So they've just been like sitting on my coffee table for the last several weeks. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna get started. I'm gonna do what I said. I'm gonna try to just clear this shelf, maybe both, probably just the top two, and then start putting my favorites up there, and then we'll go from there. So is this even focused? I don't know. I will talk to you guys in a minute. Okay guys, after damn near 20 minutes, this is where we're currently at, and I can't decide if I love it or hate it. I think I'm liking it. I think it's just a bit of a shock to me. Bookshelves are so annoying. It's like freaking Tetris, trying to fit everything you want to fit and like organize it in a way that you like. I don't know. I feel like I might literally in 3 days hate this and change it all back, but this is what we're currently working with. So I did do the like top overall shelf as just like favorites, or like books my real like criteria for this is like, what are the books on your shelf that you're like, I would reread this, like I could see myself rereading it over and over, comfort book, all-time favorite sort of deal, whatever. So over here we of course have Devil's Night series by Penelope Douglas, and then Credence by Penelope Douglas as well, because like no need to explain. And then All Roads Lead Here, and The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata, Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, The Hating Game, of course. The Spectacular Now by Tim Tharp is a book that like I haven't talked about a ton, but I really, really love, and it is one of those weird little comfort sort of like cult classic books that I just feel like I would probably reread this like 10 more times in my life. I just really, really loved it. And then The Fault in Our Stars, which is my all-time favorite baby ever. And then A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This is another part of this strategy for me, because several of my favorite books I have multiple copies of. So The Fault in Our Stars, this is my original like paperback. This lighting for real is a little much. I feel like I'm in heaven. I have multiple copies of The Fault in Our Stars. This is my original one. I have a hardcover as well. So I like turning my favorites forward, so I think I'm going to still do that on lower shelves for my other copy of The Fault in Our Stars. And then The Hating Game, what will become my like rom-com shelf, I'll still have a copy of that turned forward. So, and then I also have a copy of Ugly Love as well, a second copy, so that will just go on the Colleen Hoover stack. And then Credence, I have a second copy of as well. That was like a special edition one. So I like that I'll still have like all of the standalone Penelope Douglas books together. That makes my brain happy. So moving to the second shelf, and this is where I feel like things get a little weird. I went back and forth on if I wanted to put Twilight up here. This is obviously the series that made me fall in love with reading. These are my original copies, which is why they are like so crusty dusty. But I love them, but I normally keep them like towards the bottom of my shelf with my like fantasy books and like other, I have essentially like an entire vampire shelf, which I don't know what that says about me, but whatever. So I have them up here for now. And it's just a little, I don't know, I feel like it's okay because of where I put it, because Devil's Night kind of like matches the vibes, and then I put Magnolia Parks right next to it, which this is immediately going to be a problem whenever the next book in this series comes out, but I'm not going to think about that right now, so let's not talk about it. And then my Taylor Jenkins Reid books, these are my all-time favorite of hers. Like, oh, this is like, so obsessed with it. So those, of course, all life-changing, had to go up here. And then Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I seriously love this book so much. And then that's my book. I honestly, I wasn't sure what else to put up here, and I feel like it's only natural. Like, I have to put my own book, baby. Like, it just works. It fit perfectly. It was fate. So it had to go there. And then I put The Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain. And again, I kept going back and forth on this because I normally always have one of those turned forwards on my shelf. Like, I like having them on display. But they are like a favorite, like an all-time favorite. So I feel like they belong up here. I don't know. I'm just gonna try to do the rest now and see what happens. I would really like to have like one sort of designated rom-com shelf. And this was another one, The Roughest Draft. Like, it almost made it up here. Like, it maybe would have, but I think it'll be fine on the rom-com shelf. We'll just roll with it. We're just vibing. We'll see what happens. Okay guys, I think I'm done. I spent about 5 minutes wanting to rip my hair out, and then suddenly it all just like started coming together, and I think I'm pretty happy with it. I actually got rid of a whole bunch of books. I am going to be donating or selling all of those. We'll go through those in a second, but I think I'm okay with how this turned out, and I actually freed up like a decent amount of space on my bookshelf. You see the little gaps? I know it could be more, but we have room to work with. So let me just go through what I did, because basically scrap everything I told you. Not really, but I just like rearranged a little bit. So going back to these shelves, still the same thing, but I kind of swapped around the order of things, and I just like that a lot better. I love this book with my whole heart and soul, The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, but I hate the freaking hand on the cover. It's like a guy that's holding a football, and I don't mind the front cover, but like I will never understand why Mariana made the spine his hand. I hate it. There's a special edition of this book that I want so badly. I put it on my Christmas list. Mom and Dad, if you're watching, please get me that, because I would love to have that more like on display, because I love this one, but I never want to show it off. Anyways, same thing over here. I think I just, again, kind of swapped the order around a little bit, but yeah, happy with that. And then moving down here, there are always some shelves that are going to be a little bit odd, but it's how it worked out, because we've got like super spicy. This was something I've never done before with my Penelope Douglas books. The rest of the standalones, I just stood them all on their side, and I kind of really love it. Like, it's kind of fun to see it that way. I don't know, I just haven't done that yet before. And I love, the special edition cover of Credence. Literally knock me out. Like, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. But yeah, so we've got Penelope Douglas, we've got the Twisted series by Anna Huang, and then Fault in Our Stars, had to put her on display, and then the rest of my John Green books. And then over here, we've got the rom-coms, Hating Game on display, my book, Elena Armis's books, Emily Henry, my Tessa Bailey little collection, my Rachel Lynn Solomon collection. I freaking love her, such an underrated author. Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, just a few other random ones sprinkled in there. And then I kind of continued the rom-com down here, kind of put the rest of the ones I have here, got The Roughest Draft on display like I wanted, so perfect. And then shoved all my Colleen Hoover books over here on this side, and I think that worked out pretty well. Like, she's still very on display, but she's just like not at the top anymore, because she was there forever, so it's nice to switch it up a little bit. And then moving over here, we have my whole hockey section with my little Jamie Benn pop figure on this little paperweight. It's so perfect. It looks like ice. It makes me happy every single time I see it. And then more hockey books. Icebreaker, From Lukov with Love, an ice skater book, so a nice little transition into the rest of the Mariana Zapata books, and then a few little one-offs right here. And then the rest, it's kind of a little random. This is my whole I don't know what to call it other than my like British section. Like, I've got like my portion of the Bridgerton series that I have. I need to finish this series. Don't talk to me. I'll get caught up at least to Penelope and Colin's book before that season comes out. But got that, got Red, White, and Royal Blue, Boyfriend Material, just a bunch of kind of whatever, Victorian-esque Regency era, I think that's what it's called, books. My little Nicholas Sparks collection, The Inheritance Games, some more just like spicy ones, Haunting Adeline, the Start of the Addicted series. Need to finish that. It's on the list. It's just so long, y'all. I can't commit. I'll get to it eventually. Don't yell at me. Couple random fantasies. Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, still haven't read that either. And then just some like sad books that I haven't read either. And then just a random mixture. Y'all can see them. And then I have my little Percy Jackson collection down here. The rest of it is over there on that bookshelf up there, if you can see that. So that's where the rest of like the Rick Riordan books are. Some more fantasy and thrillers. That kind of continues down here. I didn't really touch this bottom shelf. I just kind of like shifted some things up. And then my little horror section, sci-fi, nonfiction books, more fantasy. This was kind of like the vampire section that I was talking about. That's where Twilight used to be. So yeah, that's everything that we have. And I'm pretty happy with it. I really do like the top 2 shelves being like the all-time favorites. I think that's cute. I like what I did with the Penelope Douglas section. Like that section has been the same for years, so it's just kind of fun to switch it up. But it still looks good to me. I feel like it still looks full. I'm just not stressed. Like I feel like I can breathe again because there's like room to put other things. Okay, I feel like my cheeks are all pink. I'm getting a little hot from all of this activity. This is kind of a cute little filming spot. I feel like I should sit here more. I tried this initially when I moved to this apartment, but I felt like I could never get the lighting right, but this is kind of cute. Might try this more, I don't know. But let's go through the books that I'm getting rid of. Might be some hot takes in here. Again, I'm not saying I necessarily dislike these books by any means. You can't keep them if you're not gonna reread them. Like, it's just silly. I mean, you can if you want to, but I just recently moved, so I know the pain of transporting like hundreds of books, and it's like, I just don't need to hold on to something that I'm not gonna like reread. So the first book, this one I went back and forth on. I was gonna just keep it for the culture, but it's like, it's silly. My Policeman by Bethan Roberts. I've had this book for a few years. I read it a few years ago, and most recently Harry Styles starred in the film adaptation of this book. You can watch it on Amazon Prime. It was very good. It's a very heartbreaking, sad story. They did a great job with the movie. Honestly, it was like exactly like the book. Seriously, like perfectly like it. I don't know that I've seen a movie in a really long time that is that close to the book. So they did a great job. The simple fact is I'm not gonna reread this book. So was gonna keep it just for Harry, but I don't need to. And then, okay, I don't really wanna talk about this because I'm gonna get so many comments and messages. I'm gonna get rid of the Ravenhood series. I have talked about this series on my channel here and there, and I've honestly recommended it so many times. And the thing is, I just have like this very toxic relationship with this series. And the reason is, I loved the first book. I was obsessed with it. I was so drawn in. The second book was also so good, but it just like broke my heart. It hurt me so badly that it's like, every time I look at this book, every time I see it, it just like, my heart hurts. And I know like I would not put myself through the pain of rereading these books because they're just gonna like upset me. I can't, like, I don't want to spoil it or whatever, but there's like a character that I really loved that like, it just, his whole journey, it's just upsetting. I don't know, a lot changes, like the flow of this book, like there's just, it's a roller coaster. So the first 2 were great. The second one destroyed me. So I just don't really want to reread that. The third book, hated, wish it didn't exist. It was just supposed to be like an epilogue. It turned into a whole 3rd novel. I thought it was so unnecessary. I literally hated it. It took me many months to finish it, and I was absolutely skimming honestly the last like 1/3 of it, and I just hated it. So yeah, I'm not gonna reread the series, so there's no reason for it to take up my shelf, even though it's gorgeous. I love the covers of these books, but time to move it along. The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Genuinely really liked this book. I thought it was a great book. I have a review of it on my channel. Lots of really great life messages in it, meaning of life, all of that. Really beautiful story, but I read it quite a while ago, well over a year, probably a year and a half, and it's a hardcover. It's taking up some room, and I don't see myself picking it up again. I feel like there's other sort of like meaning of life books that I would read rather than that one. My Poor Harry Styles Heart. I'm keeping the first book in the After series because I absolutely have to, but I'm not gonna read past the first book. Like, even if I don't even know that I'll reread After again. I feel like I probably will. It'll be like a rainy, stormy night, and I'll just be like, ugh, I'm feeling like jumping back into the like circa 2013 1D fanfic days. So I'll have After on my shelf forever. Like, I don't see myself getting rid of that. But that series just goes so downhill for me, and I'm gonna get rid of the rest of the physical books that I have of it, because I'm just like, there's no way I'm gonna pick up After We Fell. Like, that is never gonna be a choice that I'm gonna make, and they're taking up so much room. Like, they're such fat books, so no need. Angelica Frankenstein Makes Her Match by Sally Thorne. I've talked about this book several times recently because she just came out with this book and I read it as soon as it came out, and it was a very cute like Halloween read. It was very quirky, it was very different. It's a really cute rom-com for Halloween time. It's like a Frankenstein retelling where he has a sister and she like makes her perfect husband and brings him back to life. It's cute, it's good. It's just that I read it once, I loved it this Halloween season. I do not see myself rereading it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it on. This is where we get scandalous. Please prepare yourself. I am gonna get rid of every Christina Lauren book that I have. I just like don't think their books are for me. It's just not. They're all, I don't know. I've talked about this book to no end. The first 3/4 of it were like what I thought was going to be my favorite book of all time. The ending disgusted me and ruined the entire thing for me. Absolutely hated it. I genuinely don't understand how this is like everybody's favorite book ever. Like, I get it was so beautiful in the beginning, it was so well written. The end destroyed every bit of character development and story. I had no trust for anybody. I thought it was insane. I get nauseous still thinking about it. Hated it. I've talked about it enough. So I'm honestly tired of looking at it on my shelf because like that's the visceral reaction that I have to it. But I kept holding on to it because I was like, maybe I'll reread it. Like, I loved that first half so much, but it just gets me upset every time I see this book. And honestly, even like when I see people, no, I don't want to say that. You can love whatever you love. If you love this book, power to you, but it physically hurt me. So I don't want to see it anymore. And then these two, I liked these a lot better. That's so hard to say. Love in Other Words is so much better of a book, so much better. But these didn't put me in physical pain. So like these were fine. The Unhoneymooners, again, I think like just like Angelica Frankenstein, it's great for summer. It reminded me a lot of The Hating Game, kind of like some of the banter with it and stuff. But it's just like, it was just okay. You know, it's not like some like 5-star read that I'm like, oh, like if I was gonna read a summer book over and over again, it's gonna be People We Meet on Vacation or Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. Like it won't be this. So gonna get rid of it. And then same with The Soulmate Equation. It was okay. I liked the beginning of it. By the end, I was like, meh. I just feel like their endings of their books just like do nothing for me. Like they just, I don't know why. It's like they just don't know how to wrap up a story. Like their first half of their books are so good, and then I just feel like they get like lost in the sauce, and then the ending gets super rushed. Every single one of these books, the ending felt so rushed to me, and then I was just like, okay, I guess that's over. Like, I don't know. I've just accepted it's not for me. I have one book by them still left on my shelf, and this is such an old cover. They've actually just recently redone the cover of this because I saw it in Barnes & Noble, and it's so much cuter. It looks just like The Unhoneymooners, so I'm kind of hoping that I like this book so then I can go and get that cover, but I don't have high expectations. It's called Dating You, Hating You. I will get to it eventually, but yeah, I'm gonna hold on to it until I read it, and then we will see the fate of all of my Christina Lauren books at that point, but yeah. And then Shipped by Angie Hockman, another one, same explanation as The Unhoneymooners. Really liked this book, genuinely recommend it. Like next summer, if you haven't read this book yet, go and read it, but I just won't reread it. Like it's kind of similar to other books that I have, but it's just not like the best of those. So no need to hold on to it. And then My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. Same thing, very good for summer. I really liked it. It was spicy, not like the greatest thing I've ever read. It's not even the best of her books at all, but yeah, I don't need to reread it. It was a fun, very short little read last summer, and now I'm like, okay, moving on, we're done with that. So yeah, those are all the books that I got rid of. I'm feeling good. I freed up some space. It's kind of nice to like shed some weight here and there, but yeah, I'm gonna eat dinner, I think. I don't know what I'm gonna have. Maybe a little chicken tortilla soup. I'm kind of vibing with that. I don't know if you care. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. I need to talk to you about some fun updates, so stay tuned. You'll see me in 2 seconds, but it'll be like an hour for me. Anyways, okay, bye. Okay guys, I am back, and I just wanted to give you a handful of fun little updates regarding my new book, my latest project. If you are new here, I published my first novel earlier this year. It's called When Fate Breaks. It's about 6 months old now at this point, which is so bonkers. I'm so proud of this book. It is like my greatest accomplishment ever. Every single day I look at it on my shelf, it means the world to me. I love it so much, and I loved it so much that I have just decided I'm never gonna stop writing. Seriously, nothing fulfills me more, nothing brings me more joy. So I'm very excited to be working on a new project that I've talked to you guys about a little bit. There was one video I did like a month or two ago where it was a Q&A, and at the very end of it, I gave some hints as to what it might be about. But my Instagram is really where I give my more like day-to-day kind of updates. It's kind of hard to come on YouTube and make like an entire video when I just have like a tiny little thing I want to share. So you guys did hear it first. You are my VIPs. I do try to always kind of like let you guys know what's going on before Instagram, because like I just feel like we're like a special little family here. But I did reveal the title of my book on Instagram, so I wanted to come on here and tell you guys as well. My next book is called Something Rad, and that title might sound a little interesting to you. You might be like, something rad, like what's up with that? I told you guys in the last video that I talked about this, that this book is very different for me. It's entirely different from When Fate Breaks. Total 360, could not be more opposite, and I'm having so much fun with it. But this book actually is not set in present day. It is set in the 80s, and oh my god, this was something that just came to me. Like, the 80s have always been like my favorite time period, my favorite era. The music from the 80s is my absolute favorite music. Like, it is very much the music that I grew up on. So many 80s movies. It's just like something that makes me so happy. And there's been a lot of like resurgence of love for the 80s recently with Stranger Things. I'm a massive fan of Stranger Things. And I don't know, like I was working on a different project, a project that I'm gonna come back to, but I just kept thinking like, wouldn't it be so fun to just write a book set in the 80s, just get all the vibes in there, like all the music inspired by all the things that I love. And I couldn't get the idea out of my head, and I especially couldn't get Steve Harrington as a muse out of my head. So that is what this book is about. It is set in the 80s in high school. The main male character is inspired by Steve Harrington, and it's an enemies to lovers fake dating book, and it is so different. Like, When Fate Breaks was so sweet and wholesome and childhood friends to lovers, like it was just so sweet, and I love it so much. But this book I am just having so much fun with. Like, it is just totally different from what I've done before, and the enemies to lovers, like the difference in that, it's something that I'm having so much fun with, like all the banter and the angst and all of it. I love the characters in this story. I love the story, the setting, like all the little elements that I get to involve in it, and all the references that I get to make to things that I love. It's set in 1987, and that is done very specifically because so many things that I love and so much like music that I love that all came out like right around like 85, 86. So it's perfectly in 87 so that like I can reference so many things going on. And yeah, I just love these characters so much. That's all I'm gonna tell you guys about right now. Like, synopsis and all of that will come later, but I will say I am working with the most incredible cover designer on the cover of this book. I designed the cover of When Fate Breaks by myself. Me and my best friend actually worked on this together, and I love this cover. I love the way it came out. I was so happy with it. Like, it was exactly what I was envisioning. Wouldn't change a thing. Love it so much. But when it came to this cover, like, I just knew, I started like kind of creating it myself, but I just knew, I was like, this is my second book. I want to take a step up with it. I want to do something further. Like, I want this to be in a way that I can't do it myself. Like, it's out of my area of expertise. I wanted like a very like illustrated cover with a very particular vibe. I want it to look like a book from the 80s. Like, I want those vintagey kind of like colors and feels, and just the illustrations. Like, I want it a certain way, and there's one person in particular that I just know could do this cover, and I am lucky enough to be working with her. Her name is Sam, and the company that she has that she designs book covers for is called Ink and Laurel, and I will link her Instagram down below. She has done the most incredible book covers for some of the most popular indie authors. B.K. Borison, Tara DeWitt, Chelsea Curto, Chip Pons. Like, there are so many people right off the top of my head that I can think of that she's done covers for, and I have literally been stalking her Instagram for years now, like literally going on 2 years. I followed her for so long. Every single cover reveal that she posts, I've been like, oh my God, like she makes the most beautiful artwork. Like her stuff is so cool. And I knew I wanted her when I started this book, so I reached out to her. She agreed. We have been working together and she has been an absolute freaking dream. The first sketch of the cover she sent me, I literally cried like instantly. She just got my vision so perfectly, and just the way she's drawn everything and the way she just, it's like she went inside my brain, took out what I wanted and made it 10 times better. Like it seriously is my favorite book cover I've ever seen in my life. I'm so obsessed with it and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. It's gonna be a little while, so stay patient. I'm sorry if this is just like annoying that I'm teasing you, but I just wanted to share this with you guys because I'm excited about it. I'm excited that the book now has a name to it. That's why I just went ahead and revealed it on Instagram, because like, I want to talk to you guys about this book. I really kind of waited with When Fate Breaks because it was my first one. I was really hesitant. I was nervous. I was like, what if I just like give up and don't write it? I don't ever finish it. Like, I don't want to talk about it until it's basically done. And with this book, it's like, look, I know I'm capable of writing a book. I've done it before. I can do it again. Like I know what I'm doing most of the time. And I'm like, I know I'm gonna finish this. I'll put my mind to it. I'm a decent way through it. I'm hoping for an early, you know, 2023 release, the first half of the year for sure. I'm kind of hoping for like April-ish, but I'm not gonna like commit to anything right this second, but that is kind of what I'm aiming for. So you'll see more stuff over the coming months, but yes, something rad is coming your way and I really think you guys are gonna love it. I think there's a lot of people that watch me that, you know, they like the friends to lovers, which is funny because that was never even like my favorite book trope, but for some reason it was just a trope I wanted to write so badly and I love doing it. But you know, so many of us are enemies to lovers girls at our hearts, and the story is really, really fun. And I'm really, really excited about it. I'm really, really proud of it. It's just so funny, the change from your first book to your second. Like, I don't know. Like Emily Henry, off the rails again, but Emily Henry, she wrote Beach Read first, and then she wrote People We Meet on Vacation second. And her dedication for People We Meet on Vacation was something like, this is free. Like I did the first one mostly for me. This one's for you. And like, maybe I'm looking too deeply into it, but I feel like she was saying the first book was for her to like prove it to herself that she could do it. And like, you know, this was like her baby and her project and she just put her whole soul into it. And now this next book is like, you get to take a breath and you get to just kind of like have fun with it and just like write something that, you know, it's just like fun, that you want people to read, that you're excited about. So that's what I feel like I'm doing. And I'm so excited to have you guys on this journey. I'm so appreciative for all of your kind words, every single message, every single comment. If you guys want to stay up to date, please follow my Instagram. I post things just randomly when I'm feeling inspired. I'll post little, like I posted a mood board the other day of something rad and just things like that. I'll put stuff on my story when I'm feeling crazy. But yeah, guys, I think that is about it for me today. I'm gonna do some reading before I go to bed. I'm in the process of rereading the Devil's Night series right now. I'm in the middle of Kill Switch, actually kind of towards the end at this point. So I have a whole reading vlog of that coming out. It's gonna be so long, like over an hour, because I am checking in so often, literally vlogging myself reading the entire series. So that has been really fun. It's taken me like a month to do it. It's gonna be interesting once I have to put it all together, but that will be coming semi-soonish. Just be on the lookout for it. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. Gonna edit this video because I'm going out of town tomorrow. And then, yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for spending this little evening with me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.